Hey, good people, how you doing? Let me cut this car off. Hey, good people, how you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. For those of you that are new to the page with my Dwayne Wangs, no, that's a flare. Listen, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. I want to talk about what's happening with the banking. And I know you guys have been hearing a lot about banking, but it's very important to know what's happening with the banking. We know that First Republic Bank, all of these banks came together and they actually raised $30 billion in one day, right? We know about SVB. We know about First Republic. We know about all of these other banks, right? And now we got Warren Buffett, who's reaching out to the president and reaching out to the banks to sort of, offer his input. Now, for those of you that don't know, Warren Buffett did this before, and he's made a lot of money with banks, but you have to understand what Warren Buffett and how he operates. Warren Buffett finds distressed companies and do a quote unquote bailout, limiting his risk, right? So he will go and he will try to acquire preferred stock, which really greatly minimizes his losses, right? So he gets options that you and I can't. Why? Because number one, the chunk in the size of his check, then his name and brand, right? So there's a lot of talk and there's a lot of influencers that I actually disagree with. I'll just be honest with you. There's a lot of people saying that we don't need regional banks, and I strongly disagree. Yes, we don't need 1,000 regional banks. That's just too many, but we do need regional banks, and we do need neighborhood banks. We need small business loans, and I know some people going, oh, it's all online. It's all online. Listen, bag up from that, and let's don't just take a narrative and run with it without doing your research. Remember this thing called COVID just a couple of years ago in 2020, and all of these major banks, they were giving out money for the PPP loans, right? But they were giving them out to big businesses. Small businesses were struggling. If you went through this, please leave me a comment, right? So small businesses were struggling. And the only saving grace we had for small businesses was these regional banks and these small banks and these local banks. The small banks, literally, they did the paperwork for you. I was banking with a big bank, JP Morgan's bank, and I still do have an account there. They were garbage. I'm not going to call the name of the bank because I ain't trying to get sued. But they were garbage when it came to getting the loans. But these big companies with millions and billions of dollars, they had no problem, okay? So shame on you, Jamie Dimon, and all of these bigger banks. The smaller banks actually worked with you. The neighborhood and regional banks actually worked with you. Not only did they help you to get the loan, which I did not get a loan because I didn't put in for the loan, but I had friends with businesses that did put in for the loans. They got zero. They went nowhere with the big banks, but when they went to the smaller community banks and the regional banks, they did get the loans, okay? So for that reason alone, and listen, you have to ask yourself, will something like that happen again? Probably yes, more than not. And so that's why we do need some of these banks. And I know some people are saying, yeah, but we got, banking online, fintech is taking over. It's all digital. I'm going to tell you something. When you need your money, all right, these are not long-term investments. When you have your money in an institution, you need people to talk to, especially when things get a little scary, right? And so I disagree with a lot of talking heads out there, YouTubers and people in the media. Mr. Wonderful got on and talked about we don't need these banks, right? He's wrong. He's been wrong before. I'm a fan of Mr. Wonderful, but he's lost a lot of money. He lost a lot of money with FTX. He lost a lot of money with Silvergate. And now he's lost a lot of money with this other regional bank. So just because he says it, don't make it the best thing, because he has been bleeding money like water, okay, based on some of his decisions. So, yeah, he's richer than I am, but lately his track record hasn't been good. And I'm a fan of I'm a Shark Tank fanatic, right? But I'm just putting things in proper perspective. Now, here's one of the things that I think is positive about Warren Buffett, who is a smart investor. I believe that if he does do a deal, even if he just says, hey, I'll be on an advisory board for banks, even if that comes through, then that's going to be good for these regional banks. And so right now, everybody is scraping and trying to get stability in these regional banks. They're doing the same thing in Europe with their banks, right? And so whatever they could do to shore up the banks, cause confidence in the banking market, that's what they're going to do. I believe long run down the road, this too shall pass. And it's extremely risky. Let me tell you, it's extremely risky. I am in a play. First Republic. I'll tell you guys, I'm gonna keep it real. I am taking a bath in First Republic right now. But on Friday, I did a put and it's green. All right. But I did a call, and hopefully I bought myself enough time to, cash out, regain some of my losses. My neighbor's doing a walk, her walk, regain some of my losses, or just get out. But if Warren Buffett shores it up enough, then I stand on making a lot of money. So remember, anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. But we do need some of these regional banks. We don't need 2,000, 3,000 regional banks. I agree, but we do need some. And here's what I think about deposits. Now you got Warren, Senator Warren, whatever her name is, the crazy lady. Let me stop calling her crazy lady, but she just works my nerves, right? She has been doing a good job, and she's been giving Jerome Powell, as far as this banking, she's been giving Jerome Powell, she's been roasting him, right? And she makes some good points. Elizabeth Warren is her name. She makes some good points. She just gets on my nerves. And I don't agree with most of her politics, but some of the things she's right. I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, okay? And so they're talking about raising the guaranteed limit from the FDIC. So as you guys know, most banks, you are guaranteed up to $250,000. She was throwing out on banks now, 1 million, 5 million, 10 million. And so and that's going to make it harder for these regional banks. I get it. What I think is going to wind up happening after they kick this thing around, it's going to cascade by the size of the bank. You know what I'm saying? Banks, let's say banks under 5 billion in assets, so what they'll probably be tiered, right? Some banks will guarantee you up to, let's just say, 5 million, and some smaller banks will guarantee you up to 500,000, that type of deal. And so that's why I don't keep all my money in banks. I keep them into my broker accounts, right? Because some of your broker accounts, you check which one works for you. But some of your broker accounts, meaning where you do your trading, will give you 250 in cash guaranteed. And then another governing body guarantees your equity. All right. So 250 in cash, but an extra 250, and some are 240 in equities. So your stock guaranteed up to 250, and your cash is guaranteed up to another 250. So you're good with 500,000, right? I have a I don't have a lot of money in the banks based on my net worth. Okay. But I do have, because I am a small business. This is a media company for me, right? So I am a small business. I do have my money in banks, but I don't have more. I would not, if I were you and you had, let's say, $1 million, if I were you, I would not have that all in one place. I just wouldn't. I would have 4 banks if you had $1 million. I would have 4 institutions, and I would come under my guarantee. Meaning, if you're only guaranteed $250,000 per institution, then you need 4 institutions if you have $1 million. Follow? All right. So I just felt like I just needed to come on and talk about this before Monday. If this type of talk ramps up and starts showing some positive signs with Warren Buffett, I believe in a short term we could have a little bump. But if it goes south or it's not sounding right Monday, unfortunately, we could see these regional banks go down even further. Hey, good people, make sure you look at the video that I did this morning because I talk about the Fed in there and what we should be looking for this week, okay? Didn't plan on making 2 today, and I'm still celebrating my birthday weekend. I wear a lot of white. I'm the type of person, I see something I like, I buy a lot of it. I had on a white jacket yesterday. This is a totally different white one, a totally different white. I got like 7 white turtlenecks, 7 white jackets. When I see something I like, I'm one of those, right? And but I just want you guys to be informed on these banks. Make sure you check out the links below. We will see you tomorrow morning live. We're going to follow this story. We're going to follow the Fed, the FOMC meeting coming this Tuesday and Wednesday. And we want you guys to be safe with your trades, okay? Live, love, laugh, learn, and earn. Peace.